So there's been a very strange situation brewing between Drake and this random girl, Bobbi Althoff, who's been blowing up from her podcast. And she seems to be a very obvious like industry plant from Hollywood. You know, her podcast kind of came up out of nowhere 2 months ago. Yet all of a sudden, she's interviewing like full-on top celebrities, including even billionaire Mark Cuban, but also like other celebrities like Lil Yachty, Drake, who we're gonna talk about in this video. And it's resulted in all of this drama, even getting Dave Portnoy involved, and also in some serious media trouble. I mean, this became a giant shit show, and nobody even really knows where this girl even came from.
Yeah, no, I mean, we did like a little bit of research before, and I've heard like through the grapevine or whatever that she did like one podcast at the beginning, then she like deleted it, and then all of a sudden she came out of nowhere just immediately with all the industry connections instantaneously. I don't know how it happened. I mean, I have no idea. I think her original one was like Colleen Ballinger, and then that was it. And then she just had like Tyga immediately on after. It's like, what? How did this even happen? Where did she come from?
Yeah, it's very strange too, because her first podcast, and I'll have a screenshot of it, right? But her first podcast with Colleen Ballinger, who, by the way, you know, the YouTuber that was busted sexting or talking about sexual stuff with her underage fans in group chats for years. This all got exposed, well, really years ago, but it got talked about much more this year, resulting in Colleen Ballinger's career being completely destroyed. Yeah. But right before all that stuff happened, this girl has her on a podcast, and then all of a sudden she has every industry connection to Hollywood possible, including with Drake. This Drake interview, right, was deleted from her channel, which has spawned all sorts of just crazy drama.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this. If Colleen Ballinger was her first one, maybe she's friends with her, and that's how she got all the connections. I mean, you know, being a Hollywood pedophile is very fitting for Colleen, probably. You know, she might fit right into that category, you know, grooming kids and stuff like that. So maybe that's how she got all the connections. I mean, Drake is not too far off with his Millie Bobby Brown crush drama that he had when she was like 16, 17 years old.
When she was like 14, dude.
Yeah, actually 14. Yeah, I don't think it was even 17. So, I mean, maybe they're all kind of share that same general idea of just like not necessarily straight up grooming kids, but just flirting with them. And so that's where it's like, you know, that's where it's all connected. But
yeah, it's very strange. So obviously the setting for this video, Bobbi Althoff's style is like, she's this very like just awkward white girl just interviewing, and she's, I mean, that's her bit. It's like she's awkward, right? And she's also completely like out of place interviewing these celebrities. And she tries to play into that for the comedic effect. But she also records all of her podcasts in a different setting. The Drake podcast has them in bed together.
Which is just wow.
Which, I mean, they know what they're doing here with this type of setting. The peculiar thing is, though, is that she's publicly married and has kids. And, I mean, just a few months ago, you can see her with her husband right here. But in this podcast, there's all these clips of Drake, like, flirting with her and her reciprocating it. And then it's also been deleted. So we can take a look at some of the clips. I mean, it's some pretty cringeworthy stuff.
Yeah, let's see this.
Just like, I needed something to rebuttal the fact that you're saying that I'm basically like a thought.
You are.
Oh, you know what a thought is?
I've heard that word.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell it?
THOUGHT.
That's not how you spell it. That's how you like spell
Thought.
Thought. Like
Thought.
Not like you a thought. Has anyone ever called
Why'd
you a
you
thought?
No.
You a thought, Bobby.
What the fuck is
that?
You a little thoughty, Bobby.
What does that mean?
It's just fun saying it to you because like you don't really get offended by it because you don't even really know what it means. So I can just say it to you, and like I've never really been able to just look at someone and say that to their face.
All right, Drake, slow down, buddy. Put the drink down. You've had too much.
His fucking like face went really flat there, and he was like, I've never been able to say that to anyone in their face.
Dude, this guy, put the drink down. Champagne Poppy, what are you doing? It continues on though. I mean, there's more clips. Like I said, like TikTok's been blowing this podcast up. You know, obviously it's, you know,
it's paid. It's an industry plan, obviously.
It definitely is.
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
What?
Thank you.
And you can see her wedding ring on her finger
while she's thanking him for talking about smashing her.
Like I'd do it. There's
Not an it.
No, I just felt like
You do it. I asked, am I your type? And you said I do it. It's not funny.
Jesus.
Am I your type?
Yeah, so that's the type of humor that's from this podcast.
I mean, the weird thing about that is that she's not, I mean, obviously she's playing a character, but she's not like, her offended reaction isn't like, she asked like, am I your type? And he could have been like, oh yeah, you're my type. Instead, he immediately jumped to like, I would fuck you. I would fuck you right away. But then she's not offended that he jumped to saying that he would fuck her.
Right.
She's more like, you called me an it. If I was watching this, I'd be like, what the fuck? As her husband, I'd just be like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's going on here, right? Like, again, she's been publicly married. Apparently, the content she used to make before her podcast was like content about being a mom on TikTok, and she had at least a few million followers. So she's not totally an industry plant. I mean, but again, with TikTok, you can very easily get a lot of followers on there, right?
Yeah.
But this podcast with her and Drake was deleted from her channel, even though it had millions of views on YouTube.
They also like unfollowed each other on Instagram and stuff. And then this was all like right after she posted a video of her at his concert where she's like in character, just kind of standing there looking awkward and weird.
Right.
And this caused like a whole bunch of uproar. Like, what happened to them? Oh my God, did they have a beef? Like, did they have a falling out? Why did they unfollow each other? Was he mad at the concert video and that's why?
Yeah, I mean, it's still obvious. I think obviously she deleted the video just to cause like drama or something like that. You can see here like her channel, like the stats on it are just fucking crazy.
They're just constantly blowing. I mean, it's not going anywhere but up.
Her podcast started, I think, like in April, right? She had 12,000 followers.
Yeah, that was when she did her Colleen Ballinger one. I think it was April, and then just nothing really happened after the Colleen one. Suddenly, just million subs instantly.
Hundreds of thousands of subs instantly. And you can see even like some view decline here because of the Drake video getting deleted.
Oh yeah, here's the proof of like the original podcast. This is an archive from May, and you can see her original podcast. She has just a bunch of shorts, which no one really gave a fuck about. And then she has her podcast with Colleen Ballinger from a month before May, so it would have been April. And it got 67,000 views in a month. Which is pretty not super sizable, honestly. It's actually like just relatively like we get videos that
just
are
an
that
average
size.
podcast. Yeah, I have a podcast, and like I did a video like a month ago that got the same amount of views, right?
Yeah,
but then all of a sudden,
Tipster.
yeah, I did a video shitting on Tipster, 67,000 views. Imagine if like a week after, suddenly I'm talking to Drake, which everyone would be like, "What is happening here?"
That makes no sense.
Yeah, but like I said before, Dave Portnoy got involved because, well, this clip got put out on the Barstool like media clips page or whatever. This got blasted all over TikTok, and they completely screwed her over.
I heard that Bobbi slept with Drake and is getting divorced, so I asked her. I DM'd Bobbi.
What? You asked her, did you sleep with Drake and are you getting a divorce?
Yeah. She's like, I'm not commenting on that publicly.
Wait, so you just
So what was that censored part there?
She's calling him like an asshole or something, and then
outed her? Oh. You just outed her not public comment?
And then the clip just ends with Dave Portnoy coping, right?
and just
So
staring off in the distance like, oh shit.
the obvious implication there is that, yeah, he just completely exposed the fact that they did have sex.
Yeah,
but
she was angrily raging in the DMs, swearing him out, saying, I'm not talking about that publicly. And then he just outs it to the world for the world to determine and see. But that's not really what happened at all, actually.
Yeah, here's the actual DMs here. So he says, my girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and got divorced. I am saying that is not true. She says, I'm not commenting publicly, but off the record, you're right, that is not true. Now, if you watch the TikTok we just saw, right, it just cuts off to her saying, I'm not commenting publicly.
And then it bleeps it out, like as if she's swearing at him or something.
Right.
But really, it was the media team for Dave Portnoy just bleeping out him saying it's not true and then posting it on their clips page.
Yeah, so obviously Dave Portnoy had to immediately apologize for this and eat a bunch of shit for this. This is what he put out instantly on his Instagram story. I owe Bobbi Althoff an apology. She's been in the news about her and Drake unfollowing each other after doing a pod together. All sorts of rumors about it. I asked her about it directly. She answered directly. Our social media team edited the clip to make it seem juicy, which is bullshit. I freaked out on Austin the second I saw it. We did her dirty. Yeah. Now, here's some DMs he released between him and Austin, and he seems very passive, even though this Austin guy, according to Dave Portnoy, really fucked him over raw by completely changing the meaning and the context of that entire segment of their podcast. So Austin says, got it. Also, all the Bobbi clips are down. Obviously, way too little, too late, but I'm sorry for what is a massive fuck up on my part, and I recognize that I made you look like an asshole and put you in an impossible spot.
Wow.
He says, it is what it is. We'll move on. There is still morality in our world. Like, you can't just make people look like jackasses.
I'm sorry, but this is a way too calm of a reaction for me. If I was Dave and this was really true what he's saying, Austin would be fired. That man would not be on my team anymore. Especially look how quickly between the texts there is. The 6 p.m. and then 6:09. This isn't something that he like calmed down and was like, Let me make sure I respond properly. This was his like instant reaction. He read that within a minute. He responded within a minute. He posted it. I mean, this guy should be more angry. I would be pissed.
Yeah, Dave Porno should fire this guy, honestly, for this media fuck up.
You can't trust this man.
Blasted everywhere, right? And so obviously he had to grovel and beg for forgiveness with Bobbi in the DMs. And he posted this on his story. He says, I may be an asshole, but I know when we fucked up. So he messages her and he says, I want to apologize for the way that Drake edited clip was put out. I ripped our media team apart for it. Never should have been released like that. I just said you didn't hook up. It was nothing at all till they edited it like that. To which she says, then you put that on your story because this is so unfair and so messed up. So then he grovels more and he says, that's what I'm apologizing for. I didn't personally put it up and didn't even know it was made. Our social media team did, and I freaked out on them when I saw it.
Wow. I mean, yeah, at that point, you kind of have to grovel and beg for forgiveness because it's just so like absolutely just terrible of a clip to put out. And so, I mean, like just for reference, this is what the actual original like clip from the podcast says. I mean, let's just play it so we can hear it.
It's like, I heard that Bobbi slept with Drake and is getting divorced. So I asked her. I DM'd Bobbi.
What? You asked her, did you sleep with Drake and are you getting a divorce?
Yeah. She's like, I'm not commenting on that publicly, but that's not true.
Wow. That's not true immediately. So
totally different context there.
Yeah, because that would not have even made any rounds anywhere if he was like, that's not true. But I saw this like on my For You page on TikTok and I was like, damn. So she's like fucking hiding it. Holy shit.
Now, I mean, let's be honest. They probably did, right? Like, let's
okay.
now I'm going to go full take.
Let's just be real. I mean, why are they, this is the one podcast she chooses to lay in bed together with? I mean, come on. Mark Cuban gets the concrete floor. Tyga, they're just like standing outside in the backyard. Drake, they're laying in bed together.
Yeah,
really.
what is the setup for this, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's just a funny situation all around, but yeah.